In February 2011, I visited Palestine and filmed the youth with my mother, Kuhn, founder of Roots of Peace. I was shocked to learn that the fields of Bethlehem were filled with landmines, preventing shepherds from tending to their sheep and children from crossing the road safely to walk to school without the risk of losing a limb to a landmine. There are an estimated 70 million landmines in 70 countries, which holds the land hostage for future generations. It takes only 8 pounds to detonate a landmine, the average weight of a newborn child. Landmines are indiscriminate weapons of mass destruction in slow motion, which prevents the cultivation of valuable land. I met with 4 Palestinian youth, Muhammad, Tamara, Ibrahim, and Laith, as we discussed the economics of peace with village elders. Candid dialogue and discussion occurred as the Palestinian farmers personally shared their frustration, looking at potentially valuable agricultural land, which is riddled with landmines and unexploded ordnance. For thousands of years, this land was known as the land of milk and honey. Yet an estimated 1.5 million landmines sown in Israel and the West Bank prevent farmers and shepherds from safely cultivating their fields to feeding their children. The world would be shocked to know that there are landmines in the fields of Bethlehem, the baptismal site of Jesus, and the Jordan River Valley, where Moses once walked. As my mom says, the Holy Lands are not holy when there are landmines in the ground. This is a generational wisdom which transcends faiths, colors, and creeds. When a seed is planted, it will grow with sunlight, water, and a human hand. When a landmine is planted, it will only result in a lethal harvest for future generations. Roots of Peace has worked hard with our Palestinian director, Fadwa, to replicate our demine, replant, rebuild model. By removing a landmine and planting a grapevine, we are truly creating peace on earth. 1 year later, I returned to Palestine to meet with my friends. It is with the Palestinian youth that we join efforts to reclaim these sacred sites for future generations. I look forward to returning one day with my own children and seeing a world where there are no landmines placed in the ground by human hands. Together, let us make landmines history and reclaim agricultural land for future generations to live in peace. When I returned home to America, I watched the Super Bowl football championship like a typical teenager. As Madonna performed the halftime show to the most watched worldwide audience, it culminated in the words, "World Peace." I then suddenly realized that world peace is not possible when there are landmines in the ground. Join me as we strive to demine, replant, and rebuild in a world spring full of fertile grounds without the fear of landmines beneath a child's sandal or a farmer's plow.